Hello YouTube, Dave here again. So I love Drive Thru RPG or DM's Guild in specific, at least for me. It's something I've talked about quite a bit on my channel before, and I just always love the ability to get some hard to find or out of print materials made fresh, print on demand, and for prices much more affordable than what you may find them for on sites like eBay or other online auction sites or local listings or whatever you may come across. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to do, I hate to use the term challenge because I feel like too many things are referred to that at this point in time. So I guess this is more of an exercise, we'll call it. But the idea, the concept is you have $50 or less, but what can you get from DM's Guild or Drive Thru RPG for $50 or less? And I'm using US dollars here, even though I live in Canada, and our dollar is like worth 70 cents compared to the US dollar. But regardless, because a lot of my viewers are based in the US, I thought it'd just be easier to use US prices here. But let's just say you have $50 US, and you want to try to come up with the best possible assortment of products that you can to have a significant gaming experience, and what form that may take. So I decided to look at D&D Basic or Basic Expert, or in this case, look at the Rules Cyclopedia. So what I have here are some print-on-demand items. Now, if you look at PDFs, for example, it's going to be incredibly easy to do something like this, so you may want to consider drastically cutting your budget from like 50 to say 30. But I still think this would be kind of fun to do, and it'd be interesting to see if any other channels that watch this video, if they, try to take this on themselves. But we're looking at $50 US, or if you want to go up to $60, then that's certainly an option as well. But like I said, today I'm looking at the D&D Basic Rules Cyclopedia and products around that you can get for under $50 US that will give you a decent amount of time running and playing adventures. So the first thing that you're going to need is going to be the Rules Cyclopedia itself. Now this actually comes in two different versions. I have the hardcover here, but it does come in a soft cover version as well. The soft cover is $24.99 US, that's the regular price. It does go on sale from time to time, but $24.99 is the current pricing that I see on DM's Guild for the softcover book, or $29.99 for the hardcover. Again, in Canada, it's more than that. I think it was around 40 some odd dollars for the hardcover, but still a very decent price to pay. But with the Rules Cyclopedia, this is, technically you could just look at this and say that's it, that's all you need, and you've come in at half of your budget. But I want more than just a rule book. I want like a campaign, or at least a lengthy adventure, and maybe even some other supplement to go along with it. The actual specifics are up to you, but you can't just have it be a single item. There needs to be some multiple things to pick up to make it, I guess, more of a exercise. But this is an all-in-one book. So this is your player's book, this is your Dungeon Master's book, and it's your monster manual all rolled into one. So you can run tons of your own adventures from your own imagination with just this one book, but we want a little bit more than that. So this is the first thing that you would need, is the Rules Cyclopedia. Like I said, this is the hardcover version, but the softcover is definitely cheaper, and this gives you all kinds of great stuff to go off of. But we want just a little bit more. So we have our rule set, but now we need an actual adventure. So the adventure that I'm looking at here is In Search of Adventure, B1 through B9. This is a campaign adventure for characters levels 1 through 3. Now this is not a straight reprint of the B1 through B9 modules. This is sort of the greatest hits version of those modules, which were sort of designed separately from one another, but this is all put together into an actual, more or less cohesive campaign. So, cohesive, that is not a word. Anyway, it's really late when I'm recording these, I apologize. But so, for example, here we have the adventure flowchart. So it gives you what to start on, and then, whatever the players decide, wherever they decide to go, can cause different different, chain of events to go through. So you, like I said, there's different possibilities, there's different ways to go about running everything here. So you can actually use this book on more than one occasion and get different adventures out there, sort of get different stories told. However, they sort of start and end more or less in the same place, but this is still an absolutely fantastic product, and it gives you tons of stuff to go off again. This is a pretty thick book at, what do we got here? 100, so a little over about 162 pages of adventure material in here, and it's absolutely fantastic. The B series of adventures are just, I love them. I think they're great. I do want to get them all in their own individual versions, but this is a great way to get sort of, again, the meat and potatoes of B1 through B9, and it, like I said, it actually puts them together pretty well using that flowchart. So that's great there. And this retailed on DM's Guild for $16 US. So that's what we have there. So we have $24.99 for the softcover version of this book, and here we have $16 for the hardcover. So we could end it there as well. However, it does mention that if you want to run this, there is another product outside of the core rulebook that would be very useful for fleshing out or expanding on the materials presented in here, and that is going to be Gazetteer number 1, the Grand Duchy of Caramaco, or Caramicos, however you want to pronounce that. So this is the region within the Mystara setting, or the known world, if you will, for the D&D basic rule set. That this is the location where this campaign basically takes place in. So this had a retail price of $7.49 US. Now that does seem kind of low. I think there was a pricing error, but it was up there for quite a while before I finally decided to pull the trigger. This only cost me $10 Canadian, which was, an absolute steal. But you get, like I said, the full regional source book, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to actually get a chance to read this a little bit more thoroughly. But like I said, the price that I bought it at was $7.49, $16 here, and we'll say we're getting the softcover version of the Rule Cyclopedia. So that comes to a grand total of $48.48 for these 3 products. So you have a little bit of leftover, but you come under budget basically for a $50 US. Let's just say you wanted to up it to $55, then you could get the hardcover if that was your budget. So with the hardcover, it is $53.48 as opposed to $48.48. But again, if you're looking to come under $50 US, then this is a pretty decent assortment of items to get. That will give you weeks, if not months, of gaming, and with the Rule Cyclopedia alone, years of gaming just from this one $50 purchase. So that's sort of what I'm looking at here. But like I said, it might be interesting to see what others think or what others may come up with. So I guess the exercise, so to speak, is to look through DM's Guild or Drive Thru RPG, because there are other role-playing systems out there that are absolutely, totally, worth checking out. I just went with this because these are products that I personally own. But I guess, like I said, the exercise for anyone watching this, if you're interested in doing something along these lines, is to go to DM's Guild, to go to Drive Thru RPG, and with a $50 US budget, more or less, you can you have a little bit of wiggle room if you want, but try to come up with something where you have the rule set, and a lengthy adventure. At the very least, try to have like 2 to 3 things, but just, that can give you months, if not years, of gaming goodness. So this is my offering. I'm interested to see what other people come up with, if anyone else decides to try something like this. I don't know. If it doesn't take off, it doesn't take off. I'm not too worried about it. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to look through my collection, and I just recently got this in the mail, so I thought it's sort of my way of also kind of showing it off. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What are some print-on-demand items that you think you'd be able to get and make some decent campaigns out of on a budget? So Anyway, I look forward to your comments. I look forward to any possible video responses. Hey everyone, just a little addendum to the video that you just watched. I actually recorded this a few days before I started editing it, and I went back on DM's Guild just to reconfirm prices or see if anything was, changed in terms of their pricing structure. As it turns out, the Rule Cyclopedia stuff on July 24th has been put on sale, so the print-on-demand items were actually a little bit cheaper. I think it was around $20 and $25, so you saved a little bit there. But unfortunately, the Gazetteer 1, the Grand Duchy of Caramaco, was actually removed from their print-on-demand listing. I don't know why it's been taken down. Like I said, I did mention when I did the original video that there seemed to be a pricing error because they had the print-on-demand version at the same price as the PDF version. So I don't know if they had to remove the whole listing because of the price. I don't know. Looking through it, everything looked fine. Like, the scans looked great. I didn't have any problem reading through any of it, so there weren't really any issues there. So yeah, I don't know exactly what the reason was that it was taken down. This has happened in the past with some other things before, so it is possible that there may have been some sort of issue, but these things do typically go back up, hopefully within a relatively short period of time. So that does change things technically a little bit for the video concept that I had here. That being said, because I did buy this print-on-demand item at the PDF price, it doesn't actually change any of the numbers. It just means that one of these things would have to be PDF until it becomes available once again. But so I do apologize for that, but I did want to make sure that I have that mentioned in the video because, like I said, I recorded that a few days prior, and it was still there at that point in time. So like I said, I don't know exactly what happened there. But anyway, thanks again for watching, and hopefully for your understanding, and hopefully the Gazetteer will come up available print on demand again in the very, very near future. So once again, thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you next time. Take care.